I'll catch you today down there.
I'll be down tomorrow, and then I think the
Actually, I went up. Well,
deputy city attorney filed continuances for Wednesday, so I don't know if I'll be down there Wednesday.
Good, how are you?
But we'll have, I think, some availability
Oh, did you?
the following Tuesday and the following Wednesday, so just whenever.
Yeah, he's-
I'm down there every Tuesday regardless, and most Wednesdays. What's up, Mike? How you doing?
No, we weren't talking about him.
Sorry, I called you after hours.
Oh, that's okay. I was at the office.
So then I'll read it, but you could have them sign your copy
Yeah.
as the official copy for the ordinance.
Got it.
Wait, what you say? No, you didn't. What'd you get me? Look what I had. Look at that right there. You gave me that. Yeah. This is awesome. So who's St. Anthony? What did he do?
better than that, you know. I guess you're at the bridge.
Does he? Good. I need that.
Fly over.
I need a direct line.
To be
Yeah,
continued.
I got a lot of them. Yeah,
Don't know.
it's cool. I love it.
Oh yeah, they're working.
I love it. Thank you.
Problems. Hey Don.
I love it. More than like it. Thank you very much.
Don, he found another
Yeah.
road. Send me that text.
Thank you. I appreciate it. How's our new pastor or father doing?
Found
Is he
another
good?
track underneath here, adjacent to.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you got to break him in. I mean, he's new. He's got to do a good job.
Have you met him?
I haven't met him. I was talking to Lori Johns this weekend
Here's the new one. This guy's
about him. And just because she worked with Father Peter for so
It came
long.
on through here.
I mean, I was sworn in, so yeah, either way.
I know. He's brand new, right? He's only like 4 years out of the school.
They cover it up. Afraid it's just going to deflect. Here's the ties right there.
We're recording now. Like
We are recording?
audio, so-
Okay.
And video probably.
I won't say any cuss words then.
It's on the agenda.
Thanks, Lee. Okay.
Nothing really. I got a bid opening for Board of Works. That's it.
Yes. Yes, of course. Yes, thank you.
Okay, that's not too
Goodness.
Okay.
As long as we don't get bid.
Yeah, I'm leaving on
It's
Wednesday.
actually, believe
Down
it
there,
or not,
that's
for
where
my
we're
national
looking?
color.
Going to England, Wales, Scotland, and Amsterdam.
Get a delay or a lengthy meeting.
Yeah.
I've done England
always
and
dyed it brown.
Amsterdam, never done Scotland.
Well, I got a lot of
I
that.
promise I'll keep my presentation up.
Yeah, I will. We're gonna do Dublin, but yeah, you have ancestors there? Really? All right, let's go. Well, send me where they're from. Maybe we'll try to get you. We'll get you a rock or something from there. Thank you.
Only thing I'm gonna do is just concentrate on some first stuff. Oh, good. Whenever it works, you know, early in the council.
Basically, she's saying she can't even use
Bridge
that.
will continue several more days.
The one that they did, the old one for the row outside.
Several. That's what this is.
Hello, everybody. Sorry we're a little late. We ran a little bit over, but I'd like to call to order the Lawrenceburg Board of Works meeting for July 16, 2018. With a roll call, please.
Member Paul Seymour Jr.
Here.
Member Alan Calloway.
Here.
Police Chief Don Combs.
Here.
Fire Chief Johnny Tremaine.
Here.
EMS Director Bobby Mills. City Attorney Del Weldon.
Here.
Utility Director Olin Clausen looks to be absent. President Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
Yes. Olin actually is home on a family issue tonight, so he will not be here tonight. So, announcements. I have none for Board of Works. Anybody?
Actually,
Make it under announcements. That'd be good.
I would like to announce that the Lauren Hill outing that we held last weekend, we raised over $13,000 for Lauren's Fight for Cure, which pushes us pretty close to $60,000 for the first 4 years.
That's great.
Good job.
Good job.
Good deal.
Awesome.
Impressive.
What score won it?
Pardon?
What scorer won it?
17 under.
Well, I heard that if Paul Seymour, or no, I heard if Brian Messmore would have hit 4 3-foot putts, that
They were 4-footers. In
4
all
footers?
fairness, they were 4-footers.
4 footers?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've golfed with him. He's not very good at those 4 footers. So. Okay. All right. Any other announcements? All right. If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Motion.
Second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion will carry. Committee reports, Fire Chief Johnny Tremaine.
Passed out the runs for June. We had 59 calls for the month of June. And also with that document, I'd thrown in some pictures on some training we did and a couple calls we went on just to add a little life to what, some things we get called to, and that's what we responded to in the last couple of weeks. Other than that, that's all I got.
Okay. Police Chief, Donnie, welcome back from vacation.
Thank you. The only thing I got to report for the board tonight is we're going to start our interviews tomorrow for the police officers. We have 15 to interview tomorrow, and then the reserves are Thursday. So we're starting our informal interviews, so the process is beginning.
Okay. All right.
That's all I have.
EMS Director, Bobby Mills.
Yeah, Mayor, the run totals for the month of June was 162.
Okay. All right. Before we get to new business, I need to, I need a motion to approve the Board of Works. It's another meeting we had on June the 19th of 2018. So could I get a motion to approve that? Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion will carry. Thank you. I have no new business for Board of Works tonight, unless you all have anything that, any old business? Yes, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, we have the bid opening and award for the US 50 Elm to Lawrenceburg High School storm
Okay.
project. So we did get 2 bids submitted. The first is from Dave O'Mara. And they came in with a lump sum bid amount of $189,992 even. And the second bid submitted was from TT Maintenance. And their bid came in at $158,300. With this being said, both bids did come in underneath of the engineer's cost estimate.
Good.
So I think they're good bids. I would like to recommend that you guys award this to TT Maintenance with their price pending thoroughly going through the bids to make sure that all information is submitted.
Can you describe to me and Boots what they'll be doing?
Okay, the work on the football field side, they have to install a second 6x6 concrete structure. They're going to have to get a jetter, vac truck down there, clean out every line down in the pit area. Then they're going to pull a pipe through the 2x3 concrete box culvert that goes under US 50. They'll then pump that full of grout, so we'll just have the pipe going through there. Then they're going to take it on the Elm Street side and tie it in over to Short Street. So we have minimized the work over at the football field. Will not affect practice games, anything. They're even protecting the tailgate area
Okay.
for the fans.
Okay. Any questions, guys? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the TET maintenance bid of $158,300 pending staff approval.
So moved.
Second? All those in favor? Opposed? That motion will carry.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thanks, Mike. Okay, any other old business from you guys?
Actually, I got something for Mike. I'm not sure how to even ask this, but up on Butler Drive, I was talking to somebody that is interested in buying the property at the end of Butler Drive, and they were under the assumption that they had to build a cul-de-sac at the end of Butler Drive.
The way it was left, Mooch, was, and this was kind of a family deal, that portion was future development, and now this has happened years ago, so I'm going by memory here. With it being a family deal on the existing road right-of-way, they were allowed to build a house there, but to close out that development, there was going to have to be a cul-de-sac of some sort wherever the road was finally going to end. And it was done that, the future developers would take care of that. So, one way or another, we have to, when it's all said, done, closed out, we have to do away with a dead-end street. We're not permitted to have those. So somehow, some way, there does need to be a cul-de-sac dedicated and constructed at the end of Butler.
And I understand it, but these are individual buyers, and they're only going to put 2 houses on it.
And Mooch, I understand that we'd probably have to pull my my zoning council in on this, because regardless who it is, if that's where the buck stops and it's all the development said and done, we still cannot have a dead-end street there. So, and I can't tell you how to work through that. I'm going to need some advice on that also.
And I would like to see you get that, just for the simple reason, I don't think that it should be on the individual buyer's pocket to put a cul-de-sac in when you're just building 2 houses.
And one option is to let the current property owner developer do it on their dime to be able to sell that remaining property. That's just one option, but
How come they haven't been talking with Mike?
They did.
Oh, they
they
did.
just met
Okay.
with me, I believe it was Friday, Mayor.
Oh, I got
It's
you.
going to be a cul-de-sac at the end of a city street,
Right.
which the city will maintain. That's the reason I'm asking this question.
Oh,
Is that the city's going to be maintaining it, and it's going to be a city cul-de-sac. I don't understand why the individual buyer would have to pay to put in a cul-de-sac.
it's up to the developer, right?
The individual buyers happen to be, by definition, also the future developers. To do that, so they're getting, and Mooch, I've told them the same things that I've conveyed to you. I'm going to need some help on this. To be quite honest, so.
Well, I was just asking because I was really foggy on the whole thing.
Sure.
When it comes down to putting in a cul-de-sac, it seems like that would be the city's.
Well,
I don't
the
understand why
development was left open-ended because it was going to be developed in the future, the 20-plus acres that are back there. So I think there were some provisions that were made years ago saying, okay, when it gets built out, at that point, you have to have a cul-de-sac. Now, right now, we're looking at 2 people interested in that. There's different options, but I can't speak for the boards, and I also need some legal advice on it, too, to make sure we dot our i's and cross our t's.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah, we'll look into it and generate an opinion. We'll work with Mike, and then what is most likely is we'll have a couple options, so then we can bring them back and see how the board and council wants to proceed.
Okay. Does that answer your question, Mitch?
Yeah.
Was it The original Butler Drive was a developer that put it in, and then the city took it over after a certain period of time?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, the city accepted and assumed what was constructed per city specifications.
All right, any other old business, guys? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the claims.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Motion will carry. Motion to adjourn, please.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Motion will carry. Utility Board as soon as we're seated. All right, Mr. Clausen is out, so unless anybody has, we'll call order the utility board meeting for July 16th, 2018. Could I get a roll call, please?
Member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Member Aaron Cook.
Here.
Member Mel Davis.
Here.
Member Randy Abner.
Here.
Member Paul Seymour Jr.
Here.
City Attorney Del Weldon.
Here.
Utility Director Olin Clausen is absent. President Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, so I'm assuming there wouldn't be any announcements or new business or old business, but could we get an approval for the minutes of the previous meeting?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Anybody have any new business or old business? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the claims.
Moved.
Second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. All right, I'd like to call to order the City of Lawrenceburg City Council meeting for July 16th, 2018. Everybody stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Can I get a roll call, please?
Member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Member Aaron Cook.
Here.
Member Mel Davis.
Here.
Member Randy Abner.
Here.
Member Paul Seymour Jr.
Here.
Police Chief Don Combs.
Here.
Fire Chief Johnny Tremaine. EMS Director Bobby Mills. City Attorney Del Weldon.
Here.
Utility Director Olin Clausen is absent. Mayor Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
All right. Announcement, board reports, streets, alleys, and curbs, Mr. Cook.
No report, Mayor.
All right, sir. Tony, you got any streets, alleys, and curbs? You usually are backup.
Not today.
Okay. Finance, Tony Abbott.
It's good.
Okay. Parks and Playgrounds, Mr. Seymour.
I just want to compliment, we're doing work over on the bridge. Staining looks real good. Muck's been over there overseeing some summer help. The skate park for quite a while now, it's looked real nice.
Yeah.
The Water Street yard up in right field, looks to me like that got handled and all that looks good. So I just want to say, thanks. Asked for something to get done, it got done, and we're in good shape.
All right, buddy. What about fire, Mr. Abner?
We had some hose testing that was completed this last of the month here, and minimal loss, and I think Chief Tremaine's got some more things to enlighten us on.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on, we did have minimal loss of the hose, and we might have found a way to repurpose that. I read an article about using that, helping to use that in the schools for security reasons. I'm working with Officer Potts now, and I showed it to Donnie and David, and we're going to see if there might have a fit for that to reuse the bad stuff.
So,
Okay, great. Okay, thanks, guys. All right, if no other announcements, you all have anything? The only thing I want to mention is the bike race is this Saturday. Races start at 1 o'clock, go till approximately, I think the last one starts at 9. Pray for good weather. Not looking real healthy right now, but if I remember right, I think Logan's car show wasn't looking real healthy on a Monday night either, and it ended up being really nice. Yeah, or Saturday night. So, anyway, if no other announcements, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Committee reports, Fire Chief, Mr. Tremaine.
All I have is, everybody should have a report of the June total calls for the fire department.
Okay. And Police Chief, Donnie Combs.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to report to the council what Lawrenceburg Police's program that we're involved in called the HIT 15. I've talked about this before. It's the heroin interdiction team in the prosecutor's office. One of our officers involved in this, which is Officer Jacob Jump. Actually, Jacob is leading the state in traffic stops and arrests. Just for this past month, he has 80 traffic stops, 16 citations, and 6 arrests. And through the year, since January, the whole team from out of the counties as well has picked up 1.2 pounds of heroin off the streets, 7.5 pounds of meth, over 23 grams of cocaine, and 123 pounds of marijuana off the streets from this team that's doing it. So it's really good that they're out there doing this, and it's good for the public.
Okay, good.
That's all I have, Mayor.
All right. EMS Director Bobby Mills.
One thing I passed out was the list of runs.
Okay. All right. Just so everybody knows, at 6:30 we have to have a public hearing. Is Susan going to be here, Judy? Where's she at? Okay. Tell her on fast time. Anyway, Judge Johns, we had you up first, but I think you're going to take a little longer than 4 minutes.
I doubt it.
Okay, you're up, man.
I doubt it. Okay. Well, this is just an update.
Well, you're done. Okay.
This is just an update to the previous update we had in February. Just want to try and increase the transparency, let you guys know what we're doing over at Lawrenceburg City Court. From January 1st, 2018 to June 30th, we've had 1,514 new case filings. This is on par with the growth that we saw in 2017. We saw about a 30% growth to all of our case filings. The total disbursements for this year, which would be monies obtained through judgments and court costs, is $233,893.13. Again, this is on par with the monies collected in 2017. As of right now, we are accomplishing a lot of the goals that we've set out for ourselves. I'd like to thank City Council in releasing the funds so that we could make some capital improvements to the City Court. We've just updated our court reporting systems through the Record Perpetuation Fund. So we were able to update all of our technologies, and it was at no cost to the city. Further, we would like to thank the City Council for approving the interlocal agreement between the town of Dillsboro and the Lawrenceburg City Court. We'll now be hearing all of their ordinance violations. I think that's important to extend the city court and our services to municipalities located throughout the county. We have a lot of services that we can provide to them so that they can enforce their ordinances, and the shared judgments help offset our operating costs as well. We've also now expanded our case types. Usually we're hearing infractions, ordinance violations, some misdemeanors, and it's my understanding now after our last city council meeting, we'll now be the hearing authority for all the unsafe buildings filed by the city of Lawrenceburg. So we've had a really busy 6 months. We've set some goals for ourselves for the remaining balance of 2018. speaking with Mr. Todd, I think we're going to be looking to make some capital improvements to the layout of the court to ensure that we could provide the staff there a safe environment. I think some minor changes could increase the city court security measures. Further, we're going to be processing towards e-filing. We're going to be bringing in the state to do an audit of our systems and assist transition to e-filing. I think that will show to increase the transparency with the general public and the court and allow them more access to the proceedings going on. And we're going to continue to pursue interlocals. As of right now, we've got a meeting on July 25th with West Harrison and their city attorney to pursue an interlocal agreement. I believe Manchester would also like to investigate, a interlocal agreement with the Lawrenceburg City Court to pursue their ordinance violations there. That's all the update, unless you guys have any questions.
I just have a comment, Your Honor. I think you all are doing a good job. Keep up the good work.
I appreciate that, Mel.
You stuck to your 4 minutes.
If I come in front of you,
I told you, you give me a deadline, I can meet it. 4 minutes.
If I come in front of you, remember the compliment.
I will.
Thanks, Judge. Anybody got any questions for Judge Johns? Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay, we're going to continue on until Susan gets here. Logan, come on up.
Thank you, Mayor. I know it seems early, but I'm just here before I go to college to ask for approval for the 3rd annual Cruising to a Cure for ALS car show again. The date we're looking at is May 5th, 2019, and that's still the first Sunday in May. And along with that, we plan on using the same streets as before, and we're going to have to add in 3 or 4 more blocks at least. And we're going to change out the mapping a little bit to fit more cars. And also, I asked for the city's support again with a $5,000 main sponsorship, provide the stage, portalets, and trash cans. And then I haven't made up my mind, but just to be safe with approval, I'm considering doing a cruise in the night before to try to promote more people to stay downtown and spend more money. So that's what I'm asking for. So, and once again, I appreciate everything you've done.
Any questions for Mr. Lawrence? The request, I think, did I hear money? I heard money.
$5,000 sponsorship, and
Always-
that'll get the
I always
city.
hear money, yeah.
That'll get the city's name on all the trophies, and then also on the flyer.
This was the same as we did last year, right?
Same exact thing.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we go ahead and do the same as we did last year.
On the sponsorship?
Sponsorship.
So the motion on the floor would be to do a $5,000 title sponsorship for the ALS car show. Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry.
Thank you, guys. I
Great
appreciate it.
job. Good luck in college there, Logan, first year.
That motion include the stage and all that stuff too.
Yes, well, yeah, we'll provide that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, I'd like to recess our regular council meeting at 6:32. So we can move into our public hearing for the Lawrenceburg Community Center Okra Grant. I believe I seen Miss Susan walked in. Come on up, Susan. You were almost on time.
I didn't expect the traffic jam.
Oh, we can't control that, but we will talk about it after a bit.
Okay.
Greendale's fault.
We will be talking. Okay.
All right. My name is Susan Craig, and I work with the Southeastern Indiana Regional Planning Commission. I have been working along with the folks at the community center and with Judy and the city on preparing a grant application to be submitted to the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs to completely replace the HVAC system in the community center. We will be submitting that application on Friday. And one of the requirements of the program is that we are required to solicit public participation So the reason I'm here this evening is to answer any questions that anyone might have or to record any comments that anyone might have for the record. So I guess at this time, I'll just open up the floor for questions. The application will actually be for $279,760. And the city had agreed to match that 50%. A reason being is that the 2 cycles ago, the city was fortunate in the adult center in getting a grant to do some work at the adult center. And because that is a public facilities project, as is the community center, we go in and we automatically get a point reduction because this is very competitive. So they're trying to spread the money out. So if you've got a recent grant, you will get a point reduction. So thank you for making that decision. That will actually help the opportunity for the grant. So any questions, comments? There is a sign-in sheet going around, and you might note in red letters and underlined to please print. Sometimes I can't read people's writing. Oh, gosh, they've actually moved it back, and I cannot tell you what that new date is off the top of my head. I can tell you it'll be a couple months. Yeah. And I know that the competition this cycle is extremely stiff. So we'll see how we do. It's not unusual for projects sometime to go in more than once, so something to consider. Hopefully we won't have to make that decision, but that's...
We talked about the last time, we had talked about checking into the funds at the community center to see if they had excess funds. In fact, they do. And we're going to be able to recoup that money back to pay the city back. But for logistics reasons, we're going to say it's still coming from the city. Right. And then they can reimburse the city.
And really the way it works when the match is committed is because the city's the applicant, they commit the money, even though it might be coming from other sources. But technically and legally, the city is the applicant. So even the community foundation funds, the city is committing those.
Sure. Okay. Any questions regarding this, guys? What do you need from?
I have a resolution that is authorizing the submission of the application and committing the match.
Okay.
And
we can have that and give it to the attorney.
And I understand that Richard will sign this. He's on vacation, I understand, but he said I can send this to him.
Sure.
And he'll review it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the mayor will sign it. So we would, I think now we just ask for a vote to approve this resolution. And Will, do you guys have a number for this? I can write it in.
Number?
Be fine.
Who do they
This
need
way.
to sign it?
You would sign it based on the vote of council.
5.
5. So we'll call it 2018-5, just for the record. It's a resolution authorizing application submission, local match commitment. Resolution, City Council, City of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, authorizing submittal of the PFP application to the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs and addressing related matters. And then the resolution itself spells out exactly what Susan just described. So just looking for a vote to authorize this resolution.
All right, I entertain a motion to approve approve the authorization of resolution 2018-5.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Go get us some money.
All right, we'll do our best. We've been working hard.
I know you have.
A lot of people have been working
I know
hard.
you guys have. That's good.
Mayor, you can sign this and Suzanne can sign it. I changed it, Suzanne, for you.
We can get her done tonight? Yeah. Cool. That works.
Will you email me a copy?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
She'll email my copy and I'll send it back to you. Thanks.
Thanks, Susan. Need anything else from us?
Nope, that's it. Just
Okay.
everybody, if you would just please print your name on the sign-in sheet. I've got 3 of them going around, so when it comes by, print it and.
You're all going to get asked for a donation. Just kidding. All right. I would like to now call back to order the city council meeting for July 16th, 2018 at 6:39 p.m. And the next item is under myself. Donation committee recommendations. You see the ones in front of you, fellas. Any questions on those? Nope. If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve these. So moved. Second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Mr. Weldon, we got an item here, ordinance title, amending title 15, chapter 150.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. This is ordinance number 11, dash 2018. And this is an ordinance that it goes right along with what Judge Johns presented. So this is an ordinance that changes part of our code, which is section 150.42, enforcement and hearing authority. So Indiana law allows us to designate either the Board of Public Works and Safety as the hearing authority and also to designate an enforcement authority. According to statute, we did that some years ago. We had the Board of Works named as the hearing authority, and we kind of erroneously had them also listed as the enforcement authority. So we need to change that for that purpose, and it's also in our best interest to change the hearing authority to the city court judge. So what this will do is it'll create a new paradigm where the Lawrenceburg Building Department is appointed by City Council to be designated as the enforcement authority to administer and enforce the provisions of the code of the City of Lawrenceburg. The City Attorney's Office would act as the prosecuting attorney and represent the building department, and we would have our hearings and our enforcement activity in the Lawrenceburg City Court in front of Lawrenceburg City Court Judge Johns to enforce the city court provision for any kind of ordinance violations. This includes building enforcement, this includes animal enforcement, and all of the things that we do through Carl Fryman as our enforcement officer.
Any questions, guys? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 11-2018.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Now entertain a motion to suspend the rules and approve ordinance 11-2018 tonight. Can I get a motion?
Moved.
Second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion will carry.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I will say, again, I've said it before, but I was just meeting with Carl Fryman and Diane Hyde today. Designating Carl as the code enforcement officer and kind of freeing him up to focus solely on that has paid off greatly for this city. One of the most important things any city can do is have strong code enforcement and strong regulations concerning the way their city looks, the way that the buildings are maintained, the way that businesses interact with our citizens. So we've done everything from create a taxi cab ordinance to create a sound ordinance to enforce building codes, to start focusing on what our downtown's going to look like, which all goes hand in hand with the civic park and the new apartment complex, all the way down to animal control and animal enforcement. So it really plays a huge role in our city being a beautiful city, a safe city, and a city where people want to come and live and do business. And that is due in great part to Carl Fryman, Diane Hyde, Zach Anderson in my office, and of course Judge Johnson and his staff.
In addition to that, I would like to say I think this also offers a sense of consistency on how we do things. I think it just makes it a little more consistent. I mean, I obviously never want somebody to think that you're picking on them or whatever, but if you're doing things the same way every time, I don't think it can be construed as that. So I think this is a good step as well. Any other questions? Any other new business? Any old business? Before we go to comments from the audience, I'd like to make a statement, I guess. As we all have been fighting the US 50 debacle, right, Ms. Craig? The city, obviously, is not our problem. I want everybody to know that, and I've been trying to explain that to numerous, and I'm sure there's a lot of Facebook ranting and raving going on, but it's not a city of Lawrenceburg issue. We just get all the correspondence. It's a state of Indiana, NDOT, and CSX Railroad issue. We were told meetings that we had with them for months. I know of 3 that I attended. I don't know how many Mike, Mario, how many you guys went to. Might have been 4 or 5. We were told that, and one of the reasons we asked to have it done over a weekend was try to minimize traffic, which I was down and around here every Saturday and Sunday, and obviously it was a lot better than a Friday or a Monday. We were told that inclement weather, that it would be finished on Tuesday and open back up on Wednesday. I was that they've run into a snag. So obviously at 4:30, it was too late for us to get a hold of somebody. So I asked Mario and Mike to make sure they get a hold of the right people on the job from NDOT, CSX, and the engineering company to get a phone call for 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, because we need to have, because listen, I mean, the radio station, based upon the said that, they would finish up on Tuesday. It doesn't seem to be like it's going to be Wednesday. Now, what we need to do, what I need is some answers, because I got to field all these questions from the public and things like that, and I don't mind doing that, and the people know, because it's hard on all of us. I mean, getting from work, getting kids to whatever. So anyway, I wanted to say that tonight, because like I said, we just found out at 4. We're not happy about that, number one, because okay, so that's on top of a number of other ones, and I would invite any of those to field the phone calls. They're more than welcome to come and sit in our office. But we'll know more, and we'll get it out via radio and things, and we'll. I know it's not going to be. Look at me like I'm an idiot, and that's okay. But it's stress that enough, and I'm not trying to, because you know what, we've taken our lumps. It is our fault, and I'm not a up here, but this is not our. We communicated to the public in a manner, and what we know is to be facts, and facts are changing.
I'll tell you, that announcement, last I heard from some of the workers, they said they were running a day ahead, and now they're
What happened, I think they found another rail underneath the asphalt, and it's got to be removed. And somebody don't want to make this. I think it's a money thing, you know. This company saying no, we can't. It's not in our budget. That kind of thing. I don't care whose it is. I mean, we just want to get the job done, and so our folks can do. And we got this bike race this Saturday. Traffic in town. You know, the kinds of things are hard to explain out, but we will. Just so you know, stay tuned. You know, and if anybody, it's not a U.S. It's not Lawrenceburg. We didn't cause it,
But
so.
it is partially Seymour's.
Okay, we'll take one call. Oh, yeah, he had to close his
Conservancy,
floodgate. That's right.
Any
I
complaints?
put him back. Paul Seymour's closing the floodgate, put him back 3 days now.
There you go. Joe's right.
I heard that went well, though.
Went good.
Yeah.
Your Honor?
Joe, don't write that. I'm just kidding. Okay.
Your Honor?
No.
Did they give any indication at all when this situation might be resolved?
Well, all I heard was, we heard it like secondhand, right, Mario and Mike, that they're going to have to call. They should have caught at the beginning, and that's kind of questions that I want to get answered. But, I mean, it doesn't help the situation. It's just, you know, we just need to be able to explain those out.
Will they may be able to leave that rail there? Because the rail's been there for how many years already?
Well, and that's
Crossing
part of the
there.
problem with what's happening there, too. I guess it'll buckle up with the new stuff. So it's either remove it now, or you're going to have the same problem, and I don't think any of us want the same problem that we've been facing there.
Maybe down the road there'll be a new council people sitting here.
Well, I don't know. So anyway, just stay tuned. I mean, we'll get the word out as soon as we hear, and like I said, I know it's not going to be popular, and I know these guys, you know, they'll take some heat as well, and you know, we're not trying to, you know. Go ahead, Bob.
Kelly, I think we ought to say something about coming to RBC parking lot, especially for the bike race. Because if people start backing up, I saw people turning on 50 now. Because I think if you're from out of town, you really don't know that can come downtown here. Because if people have to sit in that line and by this weekend up to Kennington Pass.
Well, done by Saturday. But it's too many for that, and everybody knows that. I mean, but, you know, I'm trying to be patient, but that's all I had to say about that. But anyway, any comments from the audience? Wow. Okay. Yeah.
You're off
Any
the hook,
advance payments?
Satch.
I'm sorry?
He's off the hook. I thought they'd be complaining to him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'd entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So move.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry, and I have an additional claim that I had to get, and this was partially my fault. The bike race claim has to be paid. It's a claim for the $20,000 fee, or whatever it is, for the, I'm sorry, that's better word. So I need a motion to approve that claim, because it was not in your set of claims.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion will carry, and a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, guys and gals.
Could have got into biking.
That's right. Leave. Can't stay.
Nobody ever wants to leave.
That is
If I get burned, I'll get burned. Hope I don't get burned.
I'm gonna get out of here as quick as I can. I get hung out to dry like that. People come do that.
I got to see that on Facebook that are representing people about who that wants to be located.
I heard she's got pneumonia too now or something.
Oh, she's